Alright, what's up guys? Thaddeus here. I always start these videos standing up just to get extra excited for you guys. Okay, I got my Red Bull and a bunch of coffee around. You probably can't see it because I put it outside of the shop. But I'm trying to make a video for you guys, pump some more content on my YouTube channel because it's actually doing really well. You guys are like, I'm getting some good reactions to the videos, which better than I thought. Like I was just putting some stuff out there like, hey, maybe people like this, maybe people like this, whatever, okay? Now, today's topic, should you go with a general store or a niche store? Niche. I always mix those up. Okay, general versus niche, right? Short answer, niche. Like every time, I would pick that like every single time. And I have a few very good reasons why. A lot of people think, especially starting out, like I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you're relatively new, or you're just you haven't got the results you wanted yet. But most people think like, hey, if I sell everything, I'll have a higher chance of someone buying something. And like, it's the way I thought when I first started, but that's not how you want to go about thinking, right? Because you want to get as focused or like as narrowed as possible when you're doing ads, when you're like marketing towards your audience. You want to be as focused, like you want to find that one person who's gonna go ape shit over your product, okay? You want to find them and then you want to duplicate that person like 1,000 times over. So general stores are a no-go, and niche stores are what I go for every single time. And let me tell you what. First of all, you want to be, again, as focused as possible. And when you're doing this, this allows you to develop a much stronger brand or online presence because you can start attracting people who are passionate about whatever you're selling, okay? Like if you're selling watches, you want to only be selling watches or in like the accessories niche, right? You don't want to be selling watches and like baby toys or something like oh my god, I've seen that actually, but oh god, I'm sick. So you want to stay focused. That allows you to build a really passionate brand. You get like a bunch of people that are passionate about that behind your brand. You can build up your fan pages much easier or much more like engaged by doing that. And over time, you start to develop more authority in this space, if that makes sense. So if you're a watch brand, or you're just like drop shipping watches with Shopify or something, you want to be known for your watches. You don't want to be known as, watch seller, baby toy seller, pillow seller. Like you don't want to be all over. Like the more focused you can be, the stronger of a presence you can have online. Like, hey, watches, you go to them for watches, you go to these guys for like baby toys, right? You don't want to combine that because then it dilutes your audience and it makes things harder in the long run, which I'm about to get into right now. So if you do try to sell an abundance of products, right, you're gonna have a few problems trying to retarget and remarket. For example, one, your email lists are gonna have to be segmented. Your whole marketing is gonna have to be segmented. Like everything's gonna have to be segmented, right? Because if someone goes to your site, like if you are a general store, if someone goes to your site and they purchase or like they're looking at watches, and a different guy goes to your site and they're looking at that baby toy, right? Like somehow brought people interest in both of those to your site. Now, if they purchase, or if they don't purchase but they just add to cart and then they leave, you can't show them the same ad to bring them back to your site. Because one person's interested in watches and one person's interested in baby toys. You can't bring them back with the same ad. So everything has to be segmented and divided into those different interests and audiences, which can be really daunting, especially if you're just starting out. That's why you want to stay focused, stay in a niche, stay stay relevant in whatever you're selling. Like if you're selling watches, then bracelets or accessories or necklaces, like that stuff like goes well with those. You can upsell, you can cross sell, you can mess around with that and increase your order values with a bunch of other stuff. Again, guys, just to go back and like retouch, general stores and niche store, you have a higher chance of getting someone to purchase a product at your niche store than a general store. Like if they're looking at watches or if they're interested in watches, they want to go to a watch site. They don't want to go to a site that also sells baby toy pillows, fucking anything, right? They want to go there for watches. So you have a much higher chance if you're like the shop for watches or the shop for bracelets or like accessories or something like that. You don't want to be all over the place because then it segments your market, it dilutes your audience, it makes it harder to build a stronger personal presence online or like build up that brand power. Now with general versus niche sites, what I preach again in especially in my course too, like always plug, am I right? But you got to stay like everything's about like a cycle and a process, and eventually you want to get it as automated as possible. So when you're doing with these when you're working with these stores, you want to have a process where you can like, all right, I'm gonna set this up, start bringing traffic from here and here, and then hiring these VAs or virtual assistants to do this, and then you just restart the next site or the next site, right? Because like you can't expect one site to kind of keep your finances afloat for the life. It'd be kind of naive to think that you absolutely can. There are instances of that, but it's for me, like, I prefer to have a bunch of different sites making, you know, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 a month rather than, you know, one site doing like 60. I'd much rather have multiple sites that are, you know, relatively similar, but, you know, in different industries, stuff like that. So again, when you're starting out or when you're focusing in on a niche, you don't want to be broad, because this goes with anything. It goes with targeting for marketing, it goes with audience building, it goes with everything. You got to be as focused as possible. And the last thing you want to do is have your own site be as broad as possible when you're trying to bring in traffic that's already super focused. Because when you're bringing in traffic, like for me, I average $2.22 per visitor, right? So if I brought in 1,000 people, I'd expect to make like $2,222, right? So my math is, I'm so fucking tired, you guys. Okay. Before I got into dropshipping, I was all over the e-com space, failed a lot, and I had success with dropshipping. And what I found is that, you know, you stick to what you know works, right? I'm not gonna go out and make a general store that sells everything, anything and everything, when I know I can just dive into one industry or one niche, develop products around, you know, this interest or this audience or this type of persona that I'm trying to market towards, and then expose our business to that audience, right? You want to find the type of people that are already interested in your product. Again, like the way I preach is we find our market and our audience first. After you find your market audience, you can start building products and sourcing products around that audience that will already be interested in your product, so you don't have to go around spending as much money testing your marketing and so this, to see if you can attract people to those products, right? That's not how I work. And now, I'm just trying to retouch on a bunch of stuff. Like, this is not very a long video. This kind of just fill my brain out for you guys and talk about some stuff that I know. But again, with niche stores, the only problem you have is kind of expanding into different markets, which is a good problem, because if you're looking to expand, that means you're doing really well. If you do try and expand to different markets with your niche, that word is so weird, with your niche site, you want to expand into similar, like if you're doing men's watches, you could do women's watches as an expansion, right? You don't want to go from men's watches to pillowcase. That's weird. So don't do that. Now, that's basically the video. Just a super quick, you know, general versus niche. General versus niche. Niche wins every time. Niche has better ROI. Niche. You know, like making your site specific to a certain persona or audience is what you want to use. So then all you have to do is market to that instead of segmenting a bunch of stuff. So instead of forcing yourself to segment your audiences, segment, you know, your marketing based on different actions they do on your site, you know, different products they're interested in. Go into a certain industry or, you know, type of product, dominate that, okay? And like create your audience and your product, like all of that stuff around that persona that you're marketing. Like, my elbow just slipped off the table. To that persona that you're trying to look for, that is already interested in your marketing. Because again, with my course and all that stuff, always plug, we find our audience first. We look at, all right, these products sell because this is the audience, or like we find competitors. We want competitors in our niche. We want to see that. Like, we want to be as in depth as possible, so that we basically are like, all right, this is our competitor. This is what we're selling. It's very, very similar, especially with drop shipping, because the products are just so, honestly, you could, like, people can create ripoffs of sites super easily. I don't do that, but what I preach is, you know, you sell similar products to what is already selling through these competitors, and then you can advertise through where your competitors are advertising, which again I do on Instagram. So I draw most of my traffic. I'm trying to think of more stuff I can like tell you guys to kind of better, you know, add more value if you're really debating between general and niche. But you should, I'm guessing is that you shouldn't, like, niche is the way to go. Start off as focused, that's the word, as focused as possible, and then slowly branch out to similar industries. Just never try and be the one-stop shop for everything, just because people you attract there, or you're like finding an audience for that, is a lot more challenging and daunting, especially if you're new into this space. So again, guys, that was a super quick video and just, you know, general versus niche and like what should I do, where do I go. That's it. Like I'm just like super to retouch. Niche has better return on investment typically. You can, you know, your advertising, your marketing, your audience, you can keep it, you know, very, very laser focused. You don't have to like segment here and here and here and here and then have different like marketing campaigns go out and all that kind of good stuff. You know, stay as focused as possible. Find that persona or that audience that is gonna be in love with whatever industry or niche you're in, and then just market to them. Market the crap out of them. And then once you're dominating that industry, then you can look at branching out to similar industries, okay? Again, you don't want to be a one-stop shop for everything. That was a super quick video, guys. I hope I was able to, you know, add some sort of like value to your life or to your Shopify endeavors. But yeah, guys, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Honestly, like, subscribe, comment, do whatever. If you guys have questions, just leave them in the comments. I answer every single question. I mean, I don't get a lot right now because it's pretty new to YouTube, but you know, drop a question, drop a comment, I'll answer it. Leave a like, subscribe, check out the course if you want. I gotta plug it, guys, like it's for your own good. Yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions, just drop them down below, like down there. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.